in terms of bringing those regulations into place.
Wholeheartedly endorse what the First Minister said in terms of best wishes to our Prime Minister at this critical time in terms of his personal health, and we trust he will be returned to full health and strength. Could I also endorse what you just said about how critical it is at this time to be saving lives, not facilitating the termination of life, and I think that needs to be said. The First Minister, I suspect, will have observed, and certainly it hasn't been lost on me, and I'm sure not lost on any thinking citizen of Northern Ireland, how beneficial it has been to be able to draw down and be part of the largesse of the United Kingdom at this critical time, and how it is good to be part of a nation with deep pockets such as the United Kingdom has. Could I say to the First Minister, I do not doubt for one moment that she is striving to do her absolute best at this critical time. It is a matter of regret. I suspect to her, though she will not say it, but certainly to me, that at the same time, necessary actions have been undermined by her partner in government, Sinn Féin, who seem more interested in grandstanding than in governing, who are more interested in carping than in delivering, and who never cease to seek to take political advantage of any crisis and get to the point of calling out the Health Minister. Those who think it's appropriate within government to call out the Health Minister, maybe they should think differently and get out, because opposition is where you call out, not within government. Could I ask...
Get to the question, please.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
I've had to wait a long time, so it's coming. Mr. Chairman, could I ask on that theme of dysfunctionality within the Executive a question pertaining to the many companies in Northern Ireland who are still in the dark about their entitlement to be open? Companies that can safe distance. Has the Executive yet got advice for them which is agreed as to whether or not such companies can be open? We've had the vilification of Ulster Carpets from the Deputy First Minister. Can we have the united guidance as to whether such companies are entitled to be open? I know we have this forum, but I know that's a talking shop. It's been talking for 10 days.
Mr. Allister,
is there a resolution
the member
on this issue?
Seat.
It's the sort of thing that people need an answer on.
This is twice I'm starting to regret making sure the smaller parties get in all the time. If we could, I think they got your question. I'll call the First Minister.
Yes, so in terms of the regulations that were put out, if I can say to the member, there are those businesses that are closed, retail businesses, businesses like that. He will have seen them listed in the regulations. There are those businesses that are, of course, essential because they're in the perhaps supply chain to health or in the food supply. Those are essential. But then there are those, and he has mentioned those, businesses that are still able to function and have an order book and are keeping people employed. For those people must ensure that there is a safe working environment and that people are socially distanced, and that if they can't socially distance, that they are staggering the number of people on the floor, or they are making sure that the canteens are used in a way that makes sure that there's not a number of people in the... There are a number of things that can be gone through, and I think the Health and Safety Executive have very helpfully put out a press release to that effect 2 Fridays ago. So there are companies that can continue as long as they make sure that they are looking after the safety of their workers, because I think he would agree with me that that is paramount at this particular point in time.
Say to the member that the only advantage I seek is the advantage of the healthcare workers who need PPE and who need testing. And I've also said that the Executive's #1 priority is about saving lives. Sinead, that's it. It's about saving lives. That's what we're trying to do here. So I think that the member should remind himself of that on a continual basis.
Call Mr. Jerry Carroll.
Thanks, Mr Speaker. I want to ask the First Minister. She says that 5.5 million items of PPE has been secured. I want to ask how long that